This is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He is Garland. And of course, that's the championship belt. Well, it's coming up Thursday, going up for battles. You see, we kind of switched sides. I don't really know what happened on the screen. I did something. It was all me, but whatever the case. Anyway, this is the pre-recorded discussion of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 8, The Cost of Business. And it's pre-recorded because the Ravens play tonight at 8, and Garland and I are both taking our families down to the stadium, and we will be watching it on the big screen. So if you see us down there, say hi to us. Let's make sure our Ravens win. Go Ravens. Garland, football was popping off yesterday. I know we could talk about it another time, but I'm impressed with Jameis Winston. I hate that the Steelers came back and won, and I'm shocked that Aaron Rodgers looked terrible in that Packers against New Orleans game. But anyway, what's going on with you, sir?
Hey man, I'm feeling great. You're right. It was a national holiday yesterday. And, I saw a stat this morning. The Steelers only blitzed Josh Allen once that whole game. Only once. Out of 55 pass attempts, they only blitzed him once. And so, to me, although I'm not a big Steeler fan, I am a big Mike Tomlin fan. And I never bet against the Steelers as long as Mike Tomlin is the coach.
And
They're
especially
always
when you
going to
got
win.
a dude like TJ Watt that they just
Right,
paid the money to, you
right,
don't really need to form a blitz package because he's a monster anyway. They're going to try to concentrate their blocking scheme on him, which will open up everyone else. So I mean, I hate the Steelers. I do like Mike Tomlin. I respect TJ Watt a lot. I don't really like him because he did some dirty stuff to Lamar Jackson when they play.
right.
He liked to do a little extra, but I respect this game because the boy can flat out play. But anyway, we gotta get down to the stadium, man. Let's get into this show from last night. Let's get started.
All right, the cost of business, Power Book 3, y'all. This is cranking up. We got about two more episodes left, and so we getting into it. So we getting kind of close to the end. Now, last week, we saw our boy Kanan. He tried to be Raekwon the chef, and he cooked up a couple of bad batches, though. It's kind of like salmonella on the crack. So everybody was dropping out like flies from his cook up. We saw Unique. He made a move on Lulu, tried to recruit Lulu to the other side. Lulu told him, "I don't get down with bitches. I'm with the flag of the Thomas flag." And we saw Detective Howard. He's steadily trying to put that pressure on Raquel to tell Kanan that I am Kanan's father. And so we pick up with this episode, man. So let's again have a moment of silence for Nicole.
Nicole the crackhead.
Nicole the crackhead. Amen. Nicole, her body, Wiley funeral home did the services and all, and so we know that her body was with Wiley. And Nicole, she died from smoking a vial that she found in the jukebox book bag, if you didn't know. And so Jukebox and Kanan, he goes with her to pay her respects. And of course, Nicole's parents see her and they're like, "You need to get out of here and take your drug with you. Take this back to the ghetto." Like, ma'am, crack is only in the ghetto. Okay, you're gonna find out. Just like y'all thought heroin was only in the ghetto. And so she tells her, "Here, you take this ball, you take that back to the ghetto. We had to lie and said she had a heart ailment." Anyway, and so later she leaves, and in jukebox fashion, she breaks into the parents' house. She finds the video that her and Nicole made at the mall, and she starts crying as she plays it. Now, come on, jukebox, you broke into the house. You sitting there like you making lunch, you about to nap, you staying over, you got the TV jukebox. What you doing? Were you trying to move it? What, Calvin? What was jukebox doing?
I have no idea. I'm sitting there like G-Box, you sitting in there shopping in a room? Like, why you gotta watch the video anyway? You just take the little tape, throw it in your bag, even if you want to
No,
make sure it's you, and you get out of there. Like, what are you doing, G-Box? Like, you risking your whole life for the death of the white girl. Like it's
Right.
one thing if they just holding you and you still think you can see it, maybe you waiting around for it, but she gone. You're gonna have to save yourself, Juke. I mean, what's going on? But another thing, see,
Mhm.
white people get all the good stuff. White people do stuff we don't know. Who knew they was security at a normal funeral? The moms was like, him and her. I need them out of here. Like, y'all got security at the funeral. She was a nobody. Y'all got security there. So what? I wonder if white people really have security at their funerals. Did they actually hire somebody for security? Like, I was just like, wow, I didn't
Hey
know that could
man,
happen.
I've seen some crazy stuff at funerals. I had a half brother. He died. He was in the game, and there were people at the funeral. They were drinking Hennessy outside. This is the other side of the family. They were drinking some Henny outside and everything. This was at Joseph Brown Funeral Home on Fulton and Ricestown Road. And so they were drinking Henny outside, and it was somebody there they didn't like. And so they start like, yo, some people need to leave. Yo,
Wait, what?
I went and sat down. I was like, I know they ain't talking. They were like, yo, with some people in here, you know that Jamal ain't rock with you. You need to leave.
Oh,
Yeah, that's when they start tying bandanas on the casket. That's when I knew. So I seen the black version, but they just threatened to shoot you. So yeah, maybe white people do have
yeah, maybe they have security. Just normal funerals come with the
right,
funeral director. Give him the whole funeral plan, the security plan. You get the casket. We'll give you one guard. He won't
right.
be armed. He'll look like he's part of the family for extra $500. If you don't pay the extra, he'll have his actual uniform on. It'll say Brink Security, but whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
However,
jukebox. She's taking this hard, man. And but the police come, they arrest her, and they on the way to the station. They get a call like kick her loose. We know that was Detective Howard. You know,
ah, do
I'm
we know it
saying
was Detective Howard?
that's true. I'm saying it's Detective Howard. It could be Bert.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bert threw it
Mm-hmm.
out there like, I got a secret too. You got secrets. Let's put our
Mm-hmm.
secrets together and we can talk secrets. And so
Yep.
yeah, so we shall see. We shall see next episode because yeah, she just threw it out there. So I mean, any thoughts on Jukebox? How she's taking this?
I mean, she's taking it hard, and when you're older, it's really hard to look at teenagers and take their love that seriously because you're like,
Right, right.
you're young, you'll get over
You'll
it,
get over it.
like, come on. And she did it to herself, but she did understand Juke. She did accept Juke, and she was Juke's love, and she didn't have to put on the front for her. So I guess I get that. But she's taking it hard, but she'll get over it. Well, we know she's going to eventually get over it. Well, maybe we don't. Maybe that's why she has such a mean streak because in the later Power episode, she's like a real hardcore
Right.
villain. And in this, she's really not that hardcore. She's a happy go lucky wannabe singer. She knows the streets, but she doesn't have a mean streak. So maybe this is one thing that gives her the mean streak.
Yeah, maybe this
She
will set
actually
them up.
yeah, and she actually told Kanan that it wasn't his fault, which, I was shocked. I thought she was going to really blame him for it, even though it's not Kanan's fault and it's not her fault. The girl stole it. I mean, she shouldn't be, don't be
Right.
stealing drugs from people. You just
Yeah,
never know.
don't steal crack from someone and then go home and smoke it. That
Yeah,
I guess that's the moral of the story. Don't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well,
There's
yeah,
no such thing as a free rock. No
right,
such thing.
right, yeah. I never smoked crack, but I learned, there's certain people you just don't do drugs from. I had my PG County experience, DC guys. Don't smoke weed with the PG guys or the DC guys because it's Love Boat, it's not weed, and so that's a whole nother story, y'all. We'll talk about that later. We gotta get to the game. All right, so crack kills. Marvin and Kanan, they're still dealing with the bad batch of coke. Excuse me, a bad batch of crack, and the impact is wide because we know it not only killed Nicole, but Davina's mother dies as a result of an OD as well, and as a result, Davina and her sisters are placed in foster care. So Kanan, he loses his love, and so the dead fiends are piling up, and eventually, of course, it gets to the police, Detective Howard and Burt. They do some intel, and They find out from one of the fiends that there's this guy, Little Rob that was selling it. So they go in and they pull Little Rob out the strip club. And, of course, he sings very quickly that, it was Kanan who put out these tests. And he's like, what, a 15-year-old is running the crack game? He's like, you know who his mother is? And so, Burke, of course, wants to pick him up, but his daddy, his secret daddy, doesn't want to. And so now let's just agree. We talked about this a little bit last week. Both Marvin and Kanan are at fault for this bad batch and they need to quit. What do you think? Because we saw the confrontation between Rock and Kanan. She's basically like, I've had to clean up every mess that you've made. You and Marvin, I've had to come back and clean up every time you killed the boy when you weren't supposed to kill him. I had to kill your friend. You messed up on this breaking up this thing. So yeah, maybe Kanan, maybe that's not you, homie.
No, no. Again, I'm going to take a little kudos for this. I was right. We asked the question last week, and I said it's Marvin, the one that's doing wrong. Kanan is ambitious and making mistakes. He's hitching his wagon on to Marvin to help him, but because Marvin is so incompetent, he's not able to help him. Marvin is trying to hitch his wagon to Kanan to, try to prove something. And just like Rock said, like, he was he was a fiend. He was in jail. Like you just keep fucking up. Like I can't deal with this no more. Now you fucking up. You fucking up with my son, who's also the future of this business. So we can't deal with you anymore. So she, had to get rid of him. Of course, we'll see how that actually ends up. But it's Marvin. Marvin is the fuck up. Little did we know that he was using getting high off his own supply and selling from where he lay his head at. Like everybody know you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like you don't even you try not to even give people that want to sell you business things your telephone number. You don't want nobody to know where you live. So
right.
Yeah, Marvin is just a straight fuck up. Now, I want to give we talk about Unique and how Joey Badass is really playing him. Let me give a shout out to the Fiend that they rolled up on, because my man first said he was clean. Then when they gave him the money, he was like, see what you done did? It had to take his money. Hey yo, go get it. So shout out to him, and also shout out to the I forgot the dude's name, the dude that sang in the strip club, because he actually played his part pretty well too. Like those extras actually did well in there, but that thing had me dying laughing. And he called her Hojack. She was like, you gonna tell you got any more money, Hojack? Hojack. Hojack is now. If you're a female officer out here and you busting heads, you definitely gonna get hit with some Hojacks within the next few weeks. And I apologize in advance, but blame Fitty for that, because that was a great one. That was a good one.
Used to be Angie Dickinson, but now Hojack. I think Hojack is gonna take it over now. Crazy out here, but yeah, definitely. That was a real good scene. And you know what? I thought about this, Calvin, real quick before we go to the next subject. Maybe that's why Marvin is obsessed with food, because he has to substitute the addiction with something else. And so, normally people, they pick up little idiosyncrasies that, they can use to kind of
Good
take you away.
observation.
Yeah. So, maybe that's why he's always eating, because he has to do something to kind of get his mind off of that desire for drugs. So maybe that's why
And
he's
he's
absent
clearly
sometimes.
not gaining any weight
Right,
by eating a
right,
lot either. So yeah, great observation on
right.
that one.
And
Great
he be
observation.
absent sometimes. And so, they'd be like, oh, we try to call you, blah, blah. You ain't
Hmm.
respond. Maybe he's still using. So we shall see. We got 2 more episodes to see what happens. All right, so let's go into the baby daddy wars. Now, as a result of Little Rob's confession, Detective Howard, he pulls over Rock and tells her about the ODs. And also, he continues to press her about being Kanan's father. And she finally goes ahead and admits that, yeah, it's possible that he's Kanan's father. And so we learn the backstory of Rock and Howard in this, that Howard was an undercover detective who was pushing up on a teenage Rock. And so he was, using this thing of he was trying to be her boyfriend and was her boyfriend. Unbeknown to her, he was 5'0". And so he's like, well, yeah, I had this geometry book. You didn't think I was 16. Well, you said you were 17, but you ain't had no problem with DEFCON. He was older than me. He was hitting them skins, and she heard him. She hit him with the hit him. Nah, DEFCON was left-handed. I ain't know. First of all, I was like, DEFCON, what? He was a lefty or something. He had a different type of game because left hand is a little unorthodox. Then she's like, yeah, no,
Oh,
he
he was
liked the boys.
unorthodox.
Yeah, he was unorthodox. He liked the boys, and he paid me good to be his cover. So basically, Rock was a beard for DEF CON. He like, what? You telling me DEF CON was a fruit and not a fruit of Islam? So, of course, he threatens to expose her, and Kanan is saying, hey, since I'm Kanan's father, it might not sound too good in the street that you was messing with 5-0. And so, who wins this battle, you think, in Howard or Rock?
So he's going to definitely win the battle because he already put forth that she was like, I'm not worried about it. We can do this. He's like, but yeah, when they find out that you was actually messing with a cop, you going to really lose some credibility, and she can't afford that right now. As you can see, when she went to see the Dominicans, she went to
Right,
see them, and he even brought it up. Is this guy going to be a problem? They was about to shoot her down. They
right,
was about to.
right, right.
And by the way, the guy that she was with, which I guess was her driver, he was in there shook. She need to get rid of him. He was in
She
there.
she just drinking her Chianti like, what's wrong? What y'all doing?
And then when they pulled the guns back, he had that look like, thank God you figured that out. Like, yeah, he was shook in there. But anyway,
Right.
I definitely think the detective's going to win this. She's going to have to tell him she can't afford to have this going on because she's already battling Unique. She's trying to get product. She's fighting with her brother. And now we know that another brother shot. I'm sure we'll get to that. And
Right.
then she fighting with Kanan. And I mean, yeah, he's going to win this battle. I don't know how she's going to tell him, but he's going to win this battle.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Raquel though, because she's doing a lot of work to secure her position as the top of the Queen's crack game. I mean, she's trying to work on reorganizing, getting with the Dominicans to get a new connect. She kills Juliana's abusive husband Gabriel as a favor. She meets with the Dominicans and working on that, and she doesn't get flinch when they pull out the gun. She hits Marvin up the side of the head with a 2x4, smacking up Kanan. And she does all of this, Calvin, in a leopard print one piece. And so she's not only doing it, she's doing it fashionably. And so I have to give Rock a shout out. I mean, her hair was on point, her makeup was on point, her sunglasses, and her one piece leopard print.
Shout out to the fashions in this series
Yeah.
anyway. She's constantly rocking the furs. Marvin had on the Sherilyn last night as he was getting shot up and rolled down. When I saw that Sherilyn, I was like, damn, is that a chocolate Sherilyn? Like, that used to be the joint back in the 80s, man.
Right.
They,
Unique
they
got
got
on the
some,
Dapper Dan Jones, and so
yeah.
it's all connected. It's all connected. But yeah, shout out to Rock though, because Rock is handling business in a one piece leopard print. And so, you know, you got to do business. You want to look fashionable. I was like, where's she going with this one piece on? It's like she got some leggings on or something. Like,
And
where's she
heels.
going?
She keep a heel on.
Right.
She keep a heel on.
But all these cheeks out, all cheeked up outside. Where you going? Right? Anyway. And so I guess the question of the night is Lulu dead? And so you saw what happened. Unique. He's mad because of the ODs that are going on. He's thinking it's going to reflect back on him and his business. So he orders Warrell like, look, I got some Molotov cocktails here. We about to really pick it up. We're gonna throw these Molotov cocktails in here. Y'all grab the ooze. Y'all spray up the house and whatnot. We see Lulu. He's kind of like, I'm taking the night off. He's sipping some brown. He ain't listening to no famous. He got some, old school R&B on. But he's trying to get out the house, but he passed out on the floor. Thank God Marvin drove up. Of course, Marvin can't drive. I'm like, Marvin, you got this big old. You're a drug dealer. You ain't got the bulletproof glass up in the joint, and
Did
so
they
you
have that back
driving.
then? Did they have the bulletproof back then?
They had to. Come on, man. It probably had to be thick as I don't know what, but come on now. I'm guessing. I don't know. But anyway, if you can get a stash in a car, you can get bulletproof. Okay.
Okay,
And
okay.
so, you crashing up. From somebody, I saw somebody online. No, I think Jay said that he wants to know what type of insurance that Marvin has. Maybe I know he don't have Geico. Maybe he got Mate
Oh,
because
well,
he always
after this, yeah, he gonna definitely have to call the general because he always getting cars totaled. Like he gonna have to find Shaq and call the
right.
general. Like I mean, because
And Shaq will be
the,
courting some cement like the last commercial. Like, hey, look, let me help you, Marvin. I can help you get car insurance. Just give me a minute.
Marvin need to get some, bro. He done messed up two Mercedes, and yeah, and not only Marvin can't drive, he always getting his car shot up. He can't shoot because he ain't hitting nobody. I mean, what's going on, Marvin? Hey,
Marvin,
but and Marvin is always coming a step late. He
right.
always, you always see Marvin driving down like this. He
Yeah, but
always, yeah. What's the fuck? The fuck going on down there?
boom, boom, boom.
And then he don't expect them to shoot at him. When they start shooting at him, he think he just gonna run into him like he did the one dude, but he still shot at. He be like, oh shit, oh, like they not gonna shoot at him. Like,
Is that what you doing, homie? Yeah, yeah. So, do you think Lulu's still alive, man? Let's go ahead and cast these votes now.
so I already said I thought the other dude was dead and he was alive. I'm hoping Lulu's still alive, but it's tough because they were spraying it and he had the smoke inhalation that he's having to deal
Right,
with.
right.
And he's out there with Marvin, and Marvin clearly has no life saving techniques. He just laying him down. Stay with me, like, bro. You don't know no CPR. Like, even if you don't know CPR, haven't you ever seen it on TV or something?
Right.
Like, try to pump that nigga chest or something. Like, bro, you just somebody call 911. Help! Stay with me, Lulu. Stay with me. Help! Stay with me, Lulu. Like Marvin, you don't have no life saving skills. None.
Lulu probably like, please don't save me because you don't use deodorant. You stink because they talk about that in the earlier scene that Marvin don't he like the natural smell of his pits, and so maybe Lulu was like, don't save me,
Hey,
don't save me, don't put your arms over my face.
Marvin might not know when he stink, but he know when something stink. Cause when he was in that club, that girl was like, Marvin, I will give you the money, but tell me why you need it.
Right,
Please.
please,
Just let me know, and here it is.
Marvin, what do you do for a living? I don't, Marvin, tell me again. What do you do? I
Marvin,
forgot.
I promise you. Oh no, you're just gonna fuck me and then ask for the money I owe you? What exactly do I owe you money for, Marvin?
Right. Like, yo,
I was like, what? What are you doing? Even we all knew that. Like, we were like, what are you doing? I mean, they showed the little recorder and everything, but you could figure that out. She was telegraphing that one.
right.
I mean, she was telegraphing that throw worse than your boy. Was who threw the interceptions yesterday? Was it the dude from the
Daniel.
Giants, Daniel?
Oh yeah,
Daniel that threw the
Daniel Jones.
interception.
Mhm.
Oh no, he liked the fumble. He liked the fumble.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that leads me right into Marvin. So we got a little bit of Marvin's backstory. He was using don't get high on your own supply, but he didn't listen to that crack commandment, and so he didn't listen to Eazy, and so he kept on doing his thing, and that's why he was in jail and whatnot. But he didn't incriminate himself. You're right. He does show up late, but he eventually shows up and all. And but we heard our boy Symphony was right there. He kind of saw this little in the action, so I don't think we keep on thinking Symphony the Feds. I don't think Symphony the Feds because I want to see what happens because I think Symphony might go back and be like, "Yo, I saw Old girl talking to some cops.
Yeah, but Symphony's still the Fed. Them cops might have just been local detectives or something. Symphony's somewhere a little higher, you know. Symphony's somewhere a little high. He can't have them messing up his thing. So that helps him because he's going to go back and that's going to show him credibility and loyalty. And they're going to open up to him a little more. Symphony's still the Feds. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Now, if
He's still the
Symphony is the
Feds.
feds, that would mean two times Rock has been uh falling in love with two cops. Because Howard and if Symphony
Exactly.
turns out to be a cop, oh wow, that's gonna be crazy.
She's a cop lover. She's clearly a cop lover. She love him.
She
She
love
like
cops.
she
Love
like the
5.
nightstick. She like that nightstick.
Okay.
Hey man, I gotta take some more credit. Remember, I did not trust famous sister. And then she came back around, and I was like, you know what? Maybe she is good for Lulu. But as soon as Lulu took over, you could see, just like I said, she was only in it to see how far she could get her brother. She wasn't really in it for Lulu. And Lulu basically, why don't you just shut up? You know,
Right.
get on out of here.
Because,
You know, so yeah,
uh,
she do look like a young Jennifer Lopez playing Selena. She looked just like when Jennifer Lopez played Selena, but
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a snake.
Lou, he pulls up on Crown and he takes his partnership split in Bulletproof, and so he strongs arm him with the Desert Eagle. So Lulu got a little big red in him as well. My office hours are.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit him
Mm-hmm.
with the like, Evie, you gonna sign? Well, your blood gonna be on the. I mean, he brought the lawyer with him. He got the paperwork, you know. So Lou is about this business and all, and so I want to see what happens with that and all. And so overall, I thought it was a great episode, man. It's really building this up for these final two episodes. Even in the previews, we didn't see if Lulu necessarily survived, but we see it's going to be a lot of bloodshed that's going to take place in next episode. We see Juke talking to the police, and so we want to see what happens with that. We see, Howard he taking some instructions from Rock, and so yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with this war as she tries to establish her connect with the Dominicans.
Definitely got the two more episodes, and we definitely got to see what's happening. The series is really doing well, and I'm actually kind of sad that it's going to be over in two
Yeah,
episodes
yeah,
because this was a quick 8 weeks, actually 9 weeks, because they took a 1 week break, so it was pretty
right,
quick.
right.
But yeah, it's good, and we definitely need to see what's going on next. Hey man, you want to get into little afterthoughts? You got anything you want to go
Yeah,
first?
go right ahead. You went first last time. And you know what? I'm thinking in afterthoughts. I want to say this real quickly, and it's funny that we're going to the game tonight, or we're going to watch the game down at the stadium. Well, it's been a lot of chatter on the internets today about our boy Lamar Jackson. Lamar, he's kind of been a little controversial over this summer. He didn't take. He still won't say if he's been vaccinated. He's out here playing touch football on basketball courts in Florida with his little friends. He's got COVID twice, and But the latest thing is Lamar. That there's a rumor out. Lamar can't negotiate his contract because he's focused on football, which he should be. But for those who don't know, Lamar is his own agent, and his mom kind of helps him out with the contracts or whatever. And so a lot of people are a little upset with Lamar, like, yo, you losing a lot of money. People like you losing a lot of the endorsement bag. You fumbling the endorsement bag. You see Baker Mayfield and Pat Mahomes. They just got about and Aaron Rodgers. I think they got all the endorsement deals locked down for. We don't see any contracts or endorsements for Lamar except Oakley glasses, but we don't see no commercial for it. And so we got a former MVP who has no commercials at all. We have a guy who won't even sniff the MVP award in Baker Mayfield, and he's on just about all Sunday from the time the game starts to the time the game's over. All you see is his insurance commercials. And so, yeah, Lamar, maybe you should get a little help. I don't want to get into this magic bullet that he needs a quote unquote white man agent to negotiate his contract, but it's obvious that there's enough brothers out there that can probably help you if race is the issue, or you want to keep your dollars. If you're only giving away 1%, you know, get a little help, get a little assistance as you focus on your craft, as you focus on getting that Super Bowl that you promised to the city and to the organization.
Absolutely. There are always things that you definitely need to pay extra for.
Right.
There are times where you want to go out to eat. When you get a certain age, you don't want to just go to the same place. Like, there's nothing wrong with places like Applebee's and Fridays, but at a certain point, you want to pay extra for the service, the quality service, and the better food. But when it comes to things that are definitely affecting your life and your livelihood, this is your first big contract. You don't want to fumble this one. And like you said, there's no reason for Baker Mayfield to have as many commercials as he does when the head-to-head battle clearly favors
Right.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar is the more popular of the quarterbacks. And then if they're going to talk about you on every sports broadcast and every sports show constantly in nauseum, you might as well go ahead and get paid for it on the outside.
Right.
There's no reason for him not to. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Lamar, get that together. Get your money, son. Like, get your money. Don't
Right.
You're getting money, but get what you're supposed to get. And let them take that 1%, because whatever you negotiate, they can even negotiate that 1% more. So you would still be getting what you would have negotiated yourself. So let them get it for you.
Yeah,
Hey
I
man.
pay
Go ahead.
taxes, Calvin, and I could probably do my taxes and all, but I make a nice little piece of change where I can pay someone who's an expert to take care of my taxes. They know all of the little loopholes. They can put it together, and it doesn't cost me a whole lot. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So go ahead, bro.
Hey, real quick. So the VMAs came on last night, and just like old people, we all looking at it on social media, and we're all like,
What is this?
oh, I don't know what is it. First of all, we need to chill, because clearly the VMAs have passed us on. Let these kids that are interested in these celebrities and like this music, let them have their VMAs. Long gone are the day, even though Madonna did come out with the new tale yesterday, but long gone are the days where it's Madonna or Puffy or
Right.
Michael Jackson, or even gone are the days where it's Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift. If you see there, they faded out. This is a new generation. Now, speaking of the new generation, there is one performer that I just do not understand the hype. And this is when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let them have it. Now, I don't know if she was on there last night, but she's pretty popular, and she's the daughter of a rapper, and her name is Coi Leray. And I don't get it, because this is how she raps. And they love her. They literally love this girl. Like, I'm like, what is she saying? I thought I couldn't understand Bone Thugs. I thought I couldn't. Then coming forward, I thought I couldn't understand the Migos. I thought
Right.
I couldn't understand trap music.
Right.
I'm pretty good at that. Now she come out. What? Coil Ray. Who is her father? My gosh. Oh man, I can't think of who her father is. But anyway, her father's a famous rapper,
Okay.
and she it's just, I don't know. I don't want to say it's bad, because the beats are always slamming, and a lot of times in today's music, the beats are slamming. It's
Right.
just, I don't know what the hell she's saying. I have no idea. And she's an up and coming artist, and they love her. She was at the Made in America festival, and they love her. So anyway, that's just my little rant. Let these kids have a thing. That those times have passed us by. We can go to the old school concerts. We can buy how they used to have the CDs on with the old
Right.
music on it. We can get those things. Let these kids have it now. Our time has passed. We are now our parents. So we can now move on, especially when all of our songs are being played on 95.9 anyway. So we've
Well,
definitely
Calvin, they
moved
say she's the first transgender she's a transgender rapper or something. Is that what
No, no, not Coi Leray, not Coi Leray. Let me look this up real quick because now you got me. No, I don't believe. Well,
Oh,
let me back up.
okay, rapper. I got it. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Benzino is her
Benzino.
daddy. No neck,
Oh, oh God.
no neck. Although Benzino had the joint with Lil Kim, the remix of "Rock the Party" was fire, fire. But other than that, he ain't really had nothing. He ain't really had nothing else. But anyway, it is. Let me look at the time. It is almost game time, sir. Hey, if y'all see us down the stadium, make sure you say hi to us. We're gonna be there cheering our Ravens on. Once again, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He is Garland. That is the championship trophy. Don't forget this Thursday, we will be battling for the trophy. The format will be a little different, so we will tell you all about that. And we also owe you all recordings because we're going to do recordings for Queen Sugars. We owe you a recording for Queen Sugar, which we're going to try to put out this week, and it will be for 2 episodes, the first episode and tomorrow night's episode. So we'll try to do it. Why are you shaking your head?
They didn't try to kill Prosper, but the championship belt is coming home. They tried to kill Prosper, but the championship belt is coming home.
I mean, they tried to kill Prosper, but you are. Did you? I thought you. My bad. I thought you were the one that said the Browns were going to beat the Chiefs because you were wrong there. You're wrong about this belt also. That will keep this belt come Thursday, and we will see. Hey, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland. That's the championship belt. If you see us at the game, say hi. And Garland, I will see you down there, sir.
See you in a few.
All right. Go Ravens.
Go Ravens.